Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca. Let's talk about makeup. So it is time for April Empties. I got a big basket here in front of me. We're going to go through things. I've got a little bit of everything. I got some hair care, I got some skincare, I got a little bit of makeup. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's go through my garbage and see what I used up and how I feel about it. I'm going to do the hair care first. I actually have quite a bit of hair care. A lot of hair care sort of just ended up in the basket this month. The first this is my Joico Joyful Volumizing Shampoo. I believe this was a purchase from January. I have been using the Joico, the Moistureful one. I have been using that for a while, but since the shorter haircut, I feel like, I don't know if that's it, but I was starting to feel like it was weighing my hair down a little bit. And so I switched over to a little one of these Joyful Volumizing Shampoo. I really enjoy this. I really enjoyed this. I have not repurchased. I considered purchasing one of the big ones. I see them pretty regularly at my local TJ Maxx for $20 for the large bottle. This one I think cost me $10, but I have been trying to use the remainder of the Moistureful one. I have a big one of that one, and I think I have like half of that one left. And I found that like doing a little concoction, mixing half of, one part the Moistureful shampoo with one part Garnier clarifying shampoo, that seems to be working for me right now. And so instead of buying another shampoo, I'm going to try to use up what I have in that way. And I will continue using that as long as that is helpful for me. So while I have not repurchased this, I probably will in the future. Really did enjoy this shampoo. I also finished up one of these. This is the L'Oreal Elvive Wonder Water, 8-second Wonder Water. It's a lamellar rinse out product. My only beef with this is that it goes quick. I actually really like this stuff. I actually really like this. I feel like this was really helpful in my little frizz battle that I was having here in the beginning of spring. I also really like using it on my 8-year-old. She's like me. She has a lot of hair, but it's also very, very fine. So it's kind of hard to manage, but it also is easily weighed down. And I feel like this is a good solution for that. It doesn't weigh my hair down. It kind of just smooths things out just a little bit. My only annoyance is how often I have to purchase it for the amount of hair that I have. I mean, I don't have terribly long hair, but I have a lot of hair. And so I usually have to use about, I want to say 2.5 of the doses they have marked here on the back. But that's a good 1/4 of the bottle, I think, per use. So washing my hair every 4 to 5 days like I do, that's kind of about a bottle a month, which is a little annoying for me. It's not wildly expensive, but I don't know. I've got another bottle on the go. I'm not sure if I will repurchase a third one. We'll see. It was useful though. It was useful for the purpose that I needed it for. I also finished my Elvive, sorry, this is a little grody from the shower. This is my L'Oreal Elvive hair mask. That's what it is. It's a hair mask. So I think it was Taylor Wynn who recommended this when she was trying to nurse her hair back to health a few years back, several years ago now, after I think she dyed her hair silver. But it really did a number on her hair. And so I tried this out, and I used this when I first moved here to kind of a drier climate. The water here is very mineral heavy, and I felt like every time I got out of the shower, my hair felt like straw. It just felt like straw every time. And so I picked one of these up because I've used it in the past and really enjoyed it. It is a really nice hair mask. After I kind of got used to the water here, I feel like just regular conditioning is sufficient for me. So I don't think I'm going to immediately repurchase one of these, but in the future, if my hair is feeling dry or feels like it needs to be nourished a little bit, this is a good one to pick up. Here is another one. This is the Aussie 3-Minute Miracle Curls Deep Conditioner. I like the Aussie brand. I've really always enjoyed their conditioners. I felt like this was a little bit more useful to me when my hair was longer and I felt like I was dealing with a little bit more dryness on my ends. As of now, I don't think I'm going to repurchase because, again, similar to the Elvive, my hair does not feel particularly dry. I don't think that's a struggle that I'm having right now. And I'm also trying to avoid anything that's weighing down my hair, because I do feel like that is a struggle that I'm having living in an environment where there's a lot of minerals in the water It's very easily weighing down my hair. So I'm having to be a lot pickier about the conditioning products that I use now than I ever have. And so, yeah, this is not an immediate repurchase, but it was nice. One more thing. This is it's a 10 Miracle Leave-In product. This stuff is just stupid expensive. I do enjoy this. I feel like it's really good at detangling. It's a nice heat protectant. If you use a lot, it can weigh your hair down for sure. And it's very expensive for the amount of product that you get. This is like 4 fluent ounces. It cost me $15 at TJ Maxx. So I have gone through a few of these. I will probably repurchase it again in the future at some point. But for the moment, I'm going to try some cheaper alternatives. Okay, those are my hair products. Let's do skincare. Nope. Okay. I have one nail care. I went through this is the Onyx 100% acetone. I picked this up at TJ Maxx as well. It cost me about $4. And I use this to soak off my nails. So yeah, went through one of them. I already have another one on the go. Skincare. I have a couple of skincare items. I finished a bottle of this. This is my Curology tretinoin, 0.12% of tretinoin. It's a compound with clindamycin, which can be really, really useful if you have a lot of active breakouts. I don't necessarily. I have since stopped my subscription with Curology. I have tried both Curology and Rory. I don't know how they've rebranded themselves now. I'll put a link up on the screen. I'm not affiliated in any way. This is not this is not a sponsored post, but I have been using the two of them alternately for years. I do think I like the formulation of the Rory, the other one. I think I like the formulation of the other one better. I don't necessarily need the antibiotic that is in here. And so I canceled my Curology prescription. And I am now just with the other one, whatever it's called. I think I have one more of these bottles. I think I have one more of these to go through, and then I will just be using my other one. This is the Biore UV Aqua Rich Watery Essence SPF 50 plus PA+++++. This is my holy grail sunscreen, my absolute favorite sunscreen. I have been through so many of these. As you can see, I cut this one open. We used the whole thing. I have a couple more on the way to me right now. I love this sunscreen. It is so lightweight. It sinks right into the skin. I know a lot of people are a little put off by it's got a slightly alcohol scent. However, the ingredient is not SD alcohol, and so I don't find it particularly drying on my skin. I actually find this very hydrating, even with repeated use. It doesn't sting my eyes. It doesn't irritate my neck. I love this stuff. It is hydrating without being heavy. In the summertime, I will use this and just forego moisturizer. I have oily combo skin. And I feel like the light hydration in this sunscreen is sufficient for me during the summertime. During the winter, I usually bust out my Naturium Dew Glow whatever sunscreen, which is much more hydrating. But if I were using this during the winter, I'd probably pair it up with a moisturizer in the morning. But during the summer, this is fine for me on its own. Really love this sunscreen. Will never not repurchase. I don't know if you guys can tell, but my whole family has been sick for the last week and a half. I'm feeling better, but I think I'm still a little bit congested. Oh my gosh, things just get so wild when your family is sick. Wild. Okay, we have some makeup empties here. I also have a few turn and burn empties as well, and as usual, I'll just save those for the end. Okay. So my makeup empties, I actually have, I think is this 3 things from my 24 and 24? I think it is. First, I have here, this is my Jordana Easy Liner for lips in Coco Loco. I loved this lip liner. It was brown, but also had a really nice red hue without being orange. It is, for me, someone who's a little bit more on the cool side and has some green in my skin, where pretty much everything turns orange on me. I feel like that. I feel everything turns orange on my skin. This was just the perfect, I just love this lip liner. This together with my MAC Viva Glam 6, perfection. Perfection. Of course, Jordana is no more. I'm very sad. I haven't found like a spot on dupe for this. It would be really nice if I could find one. However, I have like 3 million lip liners. I don't need another lip liner. So I'm glad to have this one out of my collection. I've also completed my L'Oreal Magic Lumi Light Infusing Primer. This was back from my Chasing the Dewy Glow days, my glass skin obsessed days. I'm not so much into that look anymore. This is a very old product. I don't even know if L'Oreal makes it anymore. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it. This one was, I feel like the e.l.f. Halo Glow and Charlotte Tilbury have more kind of a warm, kind of golden luminance to it, where this was a much more cool opalescent sheen. So I didn't feel like I could wear this on its own. And that is one of the ways that I really enjoy wearing this type of product, is on its own or with just a little bit of concealer, just sort of as kind of a skin perfector, skin tint type situation. So yeah, it took me a while to finish this one up, but she is donezo. And we can move her out of the collection. I am so glad. I am calling this one finished, even though I have a little bit left here still in this jar. This is about a single application that I have left. I have been using this on my body. This is the Milani Soft Focus Glow Complexion Enhancer in the shade 02 Golden Glow. It is a little too thick and a little too peachy for me to enjoy it on my face, and so I have been wearing it on my body. This is about one more application, and since the month technically is not over yet, I'm going to go ahead and call this an empty for April. I will probably use this. I'm thinking I'll probably use this tomorrow is probably when I will use this up, and it will be gone. So I'm going to go ahead and count this in my April empties. This, I actually did end up really enjoying it on the body. I had to use a fair amount of it per use on the body, but it really did give my legs and my arms like this really pretty golden bronzy sheen. And it would dry down completely, which is not always the case with these body illuminators. It dried down completely, and so even though there was kind of that peachy tone to it, that which was very much more flattering on my body than it was on my face, it didn't rub off on my clothing. So that was a big plus. I actually really did quite like it. So anyway, moving on. One more makeup adjacent empty, as I have a little mini of the Velour Lash and Go magnetic eyeliner. This one was a very, very nice one. As far as magnetic eyeliners go, this was a one swipe application for me. I didn't have to layer this up and layer it up and layer it up in order to get enough adhesion for magnetic lashes. So it was a nice one. I really liked that one, and may consider repurchasing in the future. All right. All that I have left to show you guys are my Turn and Burn empties. So I think my Turn and Burn, I think it's going up before, my update is going up before this one. So this shouldn't be a spoiler for anybody who's seen that video, but I mean, if it is, it's not that deep. Okay, so here is what I used up for my Turn and Burn. This is the Cellamax Underarms Brightening Pad. This is for if you feel like you have dark underarms, or if you can also use it on your knees or your elbows, any part of your skin where you'd like to exfoliate to kind of brighten it a little bit. Obviously, it was a single-use sample, so I can't tell you how effective it was, but I can tell you it was comfortable. It did not sting after shaving. Yeah, it was nice. If that's something that you're looking for, might want to check that one out. This is the Tier Rosemary 1 Essence. It was an essence. It was fine. It was hydrating. It smelled like rosemary. Not my favorite scent. Would not repurchase, but it was fine. The Pharmacy Honey Halo Ultra Hydrating Ceramide Moisturizer. Really enjoyed this. I think I got 2 uses out of this one. Very, very nice. More of a evening moisturizer for me. Would definitely consider purchasing a full size of that. Likewise, the Laneige Water Sleeping Mask. Also really enjoyed this. I think this might be lightweight enough for me to use in the evening during the summer. I do have to be careful with how much I hydrate my skin during the summer, just because I have oily combo skin that, to be perfectly honest, in hot weather just is oily. It's just straight up oily. So I do have to be cautious with how heavily I hydrate my skin. Otherwise, I can't wear makeup. I'm just a mess. I'm a greasy mess. But I really, really enjoyed this and would consider purchasing a full size. I also used up the Ulla Henriksen Dutopia 20% Acid Night Treatment. This was really nice. My skin loves acids, and this was no exception. It was very pleasant to use. I felt like I could tell a difference in my skin the morning after using it. I felt like there was more clarity, more brightness, kind of evened the tone. I just really like that. We'll probably buy a full size at some point in the future. Then I finished this one. This is the Sephora Lip Stories lipstick in the shade number 3 Oui. This was a beautiful lipstick. This was pretty much my perfect cool mauvey nude lip shade. Loved it. I am currently on a low buy for lipsticks. So I am not allowed to buy a new lipstick right now, but when I am, this is definitely on the list. I really, really enjoyed that one as well. This was actually a really good month for trying things out. A lot of stuff that I enjoyed, including this Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Foundation. I just took all 4 of these. This is the light medium set 1. I just mixed all of these together and then color corrected it to suit my skin tone. Really, really loved this foundation. It was beautiful, lightweight on the skin. It was so skin-like. It was incredibly lightweight. It really reminded me of my Dior Backstage Face and Body foundation, which is one of my absolute favorites of all time. Long wearing, really, really seamless. I feel like this one was just a smidge lighter weight even than the Dior Backstage. The Dior Backstage is a very lightweight foundation, but I feel like this was even more undetectable on the skin. I mean, I couldn't feel it. After I put it on, I feel like it just became part of my skin. And I feel like it didn't even look like makeup. I just looked like myself with better skin. Really enjoyed this. I have completed a base product so far this year, so technically I am permitted to purchase another one. This may be the one. I have not yet decided to purchase another one, but when I do pull that trigger, it might be this one, because I really, really enjoyed that. I also finished these 2 little swatch sample cards for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Touch Concealer and the Pat McGrath Sublime Perfection Concealer. Really enjoyed both of these. I found this one was more lightweight and hydrating. This one had more coverage. I had to be a little bit more careful with the Anastasia to make sure I didn't over apply. Otherwise, I felt like it could get a little bit textury and heavy looking, particularly under the eyes. But I enjoyed both of them. As long as I used this one sparingly, I felt like the coverage was really good. I didn't actually even have to set this one. It was self-setting enough for me. I don't really struggle with a whole lot of creasing or texture under the under eyes, at least not yet at this point in my life. So yeah, I really enjoyed both of these. I actually have a full size of this that I have not cracked into yet, but this made me excited to finish the concealer that I'm currently working on. I'm currently working on the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. That's another sample. I finished that one as well. I don't have it here to show you because I seem to have thrown it away. I seem to have tossed it in the garbage already, but for Turn and Burn, I also worked through a sample of the Huda Beauty Faux Filter. Right now, that is my favorite concealer. But once I finish my full size of that one, I'm going to open up the Pat McGrath one that I have waiting in the wings for me. And yeah, using this made me excited to do that. And that is it. That is my empties for the month of April. That was actually a fair amount of empties. I'm pretty impressed with everything that we got through this month. It was a good month. Next time, we'll talk about all the new things that came into my collection. And I admit, there's a fair amount. There are a fair amount of things that came into my collection as well. So I'm glad that we had this many empties, this many things going out. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. And I hope I will see you in the next one. Bye. Just did the crazy eyes. I don't know why I did the crazy eyes. Okay. No crazy eyes, Rebecca. Come on.